The Cost Killer.
Man of the Year 2003.
Mr. Fix-It.
A famous celebrity.
The first executive to helm 2 Fortune 500 companies simultaneously.
Global leader and multicultural manager.
Mitsubishi's chairman.
Super great man. Marvelous.
First arrest with house arrest and 24-hour camera surveillance.
An international fugitive on Interpol's red list.
What the hell is that? I can't really imagine it. I can't stand it. How come this huge and drastic change from a celebrity to a fugitive and prisoner?
But he's allegedly done wrong.
Well, I'm not here to discuss the things that he did wrong, but I'm here to talk about the great business stories that I've read about this person from my marvelous and state-of-the-art English managerial leadership books, such as Organizational Theory, Design and Change 2013, which is the current book that we're discussing nowadays in your channel, Management with Matters, Manage to Prosper. And also another English book which will be discussed in the future, which is International Management 2017. Well, one of his innovative secrets is his triple nationality status. He has 3 nationalities.
Brazil, where he was born, Lebanon, where he grew up, and France, where he was educated.
Perhaps, guys, his unique story of change from a celebrity, from a visionary man to an international fugitive to a prosecuted person gives us a great lesson and a very important lesson in our life, which is change is something vital and something that we cannot escape from. Anything can change at any time and at any rate. Today we're going to discuss the first 3 chapters, the third part of the book, which is organizational change. But we have to notice a very important thing, which is that change is not a goal by itself, not an objective by itself. It's a means towards ends. It is a method that we use to obtain our goals and to reach our objectives. Simply, change is a matter of choice, a choice that you have to exercise between different and various options. And of course, it is subject to and is contingent by a lot of factors, such as the environment, the status, the condition of the company, and the future trends and other things. When Carlos Ghosn escaped from Japan to his hometown, Beirut in Lebanon, end of December last year.
This was the most difficult decision of my life.
So each decision is actually a change. And we have taken before decision making in a previous lesson when we discussed the first book of the channel, which was Management 2015 book. Change can be divided into different categories, and there are a lot of taxonomies for change. One of them is the division of it to planned change, at which prescriptions are made first, or plans, then execution happens next, and the emergent change, where change is subject to sudden factors that occur in the environment. So change simply follows what the environment says or what the environment orders. Change can be a mixture of both types, planned and emergent, which is actually the norm in our life. No change can be purely planned or purely emergent, such as the sort of the scale of Carlos Ghosn.
It was fast planning, fast acting, and thanks God, fast liberation.
In 1999, a business alliance was made between 2 huge companies of automobiles, which were Renault in France and Nissan in Japan. And Carlos Ghosn was appointed to be in charge of that alliance. Nissan company was in huge debts and was in a totally disastrous condition of over $19 billion in debts. So definitely that was a very strong force towards change in the company. So planned change was undertaken, and it was a revolutionary change and transformational change. And this is how Carlos Ghosn explained it. He stated that his aim was not to cut costs simply, but to transform the way at which Nissan operated. But this change was not done immediately. It took quite a long time. It took 6 years from 1999 to 2005 to be done. So in total, it was a transformational or revolutionary change, but within it, there were a lot of the evolutionary changes that took place over time and that were segmented. Well, the first and the most important model for planned change is the model of Kurt Lewin in 1947, the 3 steps model of planned change, which was based on actual research and the theory of the fields of forces of change. Well, definitely the situation of Nissan, especially the huge cost and the debt condition, was the strongest factor for change. But there were other forces also that called for change, including the competitive condition of Nissan, which was under strong challenge and that suffered a lot of problems. However, there were also other forces that resisted that change, especially the strong conservative culture of the Japanese companies that refused a foreign manager to take charge of it, as well as the other values and norms of the Japanese culture, such as the lifetime employment and also bureaucracy and hierarchy. Also reacted to these changes by perseverance and by sticking to strong points of view and strong action to be taken.
Closing factories and laying off 1 out of every 7 workers.
By applying Lewin's 3 steps model of plan change, you can see that unfreezing was necessary to be done, and this is what was made by Carlos Ghosn, who unfreeze the current condition to be able to implement and to put changes. So Ghosn has made these changes and the unfreezing by changing the task and role conditions, which were part of the changes in the structure. And structure is part of the design of the company. So he made changes in the design, which included both structure and culture. So in structure, he changed both the task and role conditions, and he eliminated bureaucracy. He relied on autonomous product teams that were strongly empowered, and he eliminated the culture of bureaucracy. So these actions changed that conservative culture. The autonomous teams were empowered to make drastic and strong changes, but the managers had strict results and had strict objectives to meet. So the mentality was changed towards being strongly results oriented. Well, this allowed Ghosn, of course, to move towards implementing the various changes in design of the structure and the culture, and move ahead to refreeze the company in the new condition. And we can see that he was really successful in that refreezing, which is the fruits of 6 years of change efforts.
In just 6 years, Nissan passed Honda to become Japan's number 2 automaker.
This great success continued until 2016, when the alliance grew bigger and it became an alliance of 3 companies. Mitsubishi entered that alliance. So it was Nissan, Renault, and Mitsubishi. Carlos Ghosn took charge of that alliance as well. Despite that huge success, the refreezing in the new condition did not last forever, especially when problems started to arise regarding the legal condition of Carlos Ghosn and his financial assets, when he started being accused for financial charges.
First arrest was at Haneda Airport in Tokyo on November 2018.
But when these problems continued, disastrous results were obtained and were evident.
Nissan, Mitsubishi and Renault was some of the worst performing car stocks of 2019.
Ghosn is still a fugitive in Lebanon, facing the risks of 10 years of imprisonment if the charges became confirmed. So this story of Carlos Ghosn made his great success in change management under suspicion, because it didn't last forever and it was not sustainable enough. That was our session for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching us. So we produce every Thursday. Make sure to stay with us and watch our new productions every Thursday. Please make sure to support the channel so it can continue its glorious mission. We are with you every Thursday, including during the holy month of Ramadan. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel on YouTube and activate the notifications bell there. Please stay with us, support us, participate with us, and share the channel and all its electronic platforms at YouTube, electronic website, manwim.com, email viewers at manwim.com, and our Facebook and Instagram pages. Thank you so much for watching. See you next Thursday, next session, and goodbye.